Previously on A Very Hairy Mystery.
So they blow the pictures into our face and they run out. And I was taken a little aback. I didn't know what to do, and I start chasing after them.
A Twitter user with the name Encyclopedia, screen name Lyra, posted it in 2015 in response to other One Direction member Louis Tomlinson announcing his girlfriend's pregnancy.
Over the past week, students have found hundreds of these little white pieces of paper across campus. But this isn't your typical flyer. It's the photo on the piece of paper that's really getting people's attention.
A defaced pop star and a lot of confusion.
I think it's hilarious, and I think it's weird too.
This girl walked by just dropping little miniatures of Harry Styles pregnant.
I feel like it can't just be one person.
So whether it's a prank or something more complex, we may never know.
I'm Olivia Diaz, Arts and Culture Section Editor with the UV Review, and this is A Very Hairy Mystery.
Dear John and Hank, hypothetically, if one were to stumble upon, say, a bag containing roughly 1,500 tiny pictures of a pregnant Harry Styles, what should one do with them? Anonymous.
As we finished filming our last episode, a man came into our newsroom and delivered a note to Kayla, our social media manager. Receiving documents in a newsroom is pretty normal. Things like letters to the editor, applications, and story pitches are brought to us often. This note, however, was more out of the ordinary. The paper was folded, crumpled, and taped shut. The note itself contained no name or message, just an email address. We quickly learned that the email was registered under the name Anonymous, and that their profile picture was that of, you guessed it, pregnant Harry Styles.
Dear Harry Fairy, thank you so much for the gift. We'd love to set up a time when we can sit down with you and you can tell us your story. We don't want to reveal your identity, we just want to do an interview. If you're interested, let me know.
If you don't plan on outing us, what's the point of doing the docuseries?
Dear Harry Fairy, we just want to inform the public of everything that has happened since there's a great deal of intrigue and excitement. I'd much rather know how you pulled it off and what motivates you. That's the story we're interested in.
Unfortunately, Hunter's correspondence ends there. Anonymous never responded to our invitation. As one lead ended, another one was just emerging. It seemed that our little campus mystery had gotten attention from a larger audience, namely the audience of John and Hank Green. You may know them from any number of their projects, including award-winning books and successful YouTube channels. I got a message from a friend telling me that the Green brothers mentioned a mysterious picture of a pregnant Harry Styles on their podcast, Dear Hank and John.
All right, Hank, we have another question. It's from Anonymous, and it's one of those questions that we get every so often that's just so perfect I almost can't believe it. But then there is photo evidence that makes me inclined to believe it. Anonymous writes, Dear John and Hank, hypothetically, if one were to stumble upon, say, a bag containing roughly 1,500 tiny pictures of a pregnant Harry Styles, what should one do with them? Anonymous.
This felt huge. Had the Harry Fairy stumbled upon a bag of these photos and decided to spread them to the Utah Valley area? Had this whole thing been a stroke of luck? Turns out that wasn't really the case.
Tell us about the day that you found all of these pictures.
All right, well, I was at work and just cleaning one of the auditoriums, and I saw a bag on the floor, and I went to see if there was anything important in it, and it was just this bag of tiny Harry Styles pictures. And it felt so surreal, like, this can't be actually happening to me. Like, this isn't a thing. No, that isn't real. Immediately, I just hid it in my cleaning supplies and didn't want anyone to know that it was me, because I felt like I was being like passed the torch or something. Like, I needed to do something with it. And immediately, the few people I told just assumed that I had been the one doing it the whole time, which I wasn't. But then we all started, brainstorming ideas of what we could do with it, but every idea that I came up with just didn't seem like that big a deal because the Harry Fairy had already done such a good job here. And so, yeah. So I wrote into Dear Hank and John to get some ideas, and I wrote in anonymously just in case they gave me like the coolest idea possible and I was going to do it something local. But then they asked for them instead, which I think is way funnier. Because, I joked with friends that the Harry Fairy already did such a good job of spreading the good news all over Utah County that now I'm going to be her wings to spread it to the rest of the world.
With our podcast lead ruled a dud, we returned to social media to see if there were any other hints as to the identity of our mysterious Harry Fairy. These leads, sadly, lead nowhere, so we focused on the one incident where we knew the Harry Fairy was, Wolverine Wednesday.
Hi, my name is Ethan Young. I am the podcaster at the UVU Review, and I assisted Hunter and Olivia with their research on the Harry Fairy. So as soon as I heard of the event, I thought there should have been more ways to recognize how and who this person is, so that way we can get more information on exactly why are their pictures showing up. I realized that there's cameras all the way down the hall. Come to find out that we can actually get access to these cameras and the footage within a certain time period. And so we needed to act fast. After talking to Vager, our academic advisor, he said that we could get access through this government thing called GRAMA, which is short for Government Records Access and Management Act. Basically, what it means is that any public place needs to have public camera and footage that anyone can get access. And since we're a publication, we could easily get that. So I filled out the form, and we were able to get the footage within a week. After we were able to get everything set up on the computer and ready to review the footage, we found exactly what we wanted. Just like we predicted, messy bun, sunglasses, and in addition to that, she was wearing a UVU green polo.
We noticed that the girl Zach had chased down the student life hallway was wearing a green athletic-style shirt, or polo. These kinds of shirts are usually the uniform of campus organizations or sports. Hunter and senior staff reporter Evelyn Shannon decided to ask around to see if anyone knew exactly which organization the Harry Fairy might belong to.
So we have the image right here. So what do we know about this so far?
Well, we know it's a UVU shirt.
That's true, yeah. The green and the white, it's got to be one of ours.
Yeah, and it's not UVUSA, at least the council-wise, because
Yeah.
they have black ones.
That's true. See, I'm wondering if it could be athletics. The thing is, we have no idea what that says, unfortunately. But I don't know. The thing that, based off of what Zach was telling me, we know she's a runner, right? We know she booked it really quickly, and she can at least run quicker than Zach. So I'm wondering if she's on track and field, maybe.
Yeah.
All right, I'm here with Evelyn, who's our student body liaison. Right now, we're just checking up on leads on who the Harry Fairy could be. Right now, we're in the gym. We think based off the uniform that they're wearing that it could be athletics. So we're gonna go try to find someone to talk to about that. There? Okay, well, let's go that way then. Struggling right now to try to find someone we can talk to. Hey, excuse me, are you a teacher?
I'm a volleyball coach.
You're a volleyball? Okay, cool. We're reporters with the UVU Review. Could you look at this shirt? Do you know if this is an athletic shirt? Sorry, it's a security photo, so it's a little blurry. Yeah.
This looks like more of administrative.
Okay.
Rather than like a specific sport.
Okay.
So that looks like someone that probably works in administration.
Man.
Which there's a lot of them.
Okay,
So,
cool.
That's what I would say.
Okay, thank you so much for your help. We really appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem.
Have a great day. Admin. Okay, that's a good lead.
Really young.
Yeah. I mean, she looks young. It could be her.
Yeah, but she's academic services. For
Academic services. So I wonder if she has office hours and we can go and take a look. All right, so maybe it'd be worth giving her a call and see if we can come by her office. All right, so we're thinking it could be this person. It looks like they're an athletic advisor and tutor. So we're gonna give them a call right now, see if we can't come by their office and talk to them, see if they know anything. Come on.
You have reached the mailbox. Please leave your message after the tone. You may hang up when you have finished.
Hi Paige, this is Hunter Locke. I'm a reporter for the UVU Review. We're just trying to identify someone in your department. I was wondering if you had a few minutes and maybe we could talk later. If you can, please give me a call back. My number is 8. Thank you so much. Have a great day. I think it'd be worth swinging by Student Life Ambassador's office as well. I know that they tend to know what's up and what clubs, so that might be a good place to start, and then that's right above UVUSA, so we can hit up UVUSA after. Does that work?
Yeah.
Okay, let's do that.
You know who would actually know?
Who?
His name is Cesar.
Thanks.
He's aligned with like all of the athletics. He'd know for sure.
Someone we're looking for might be in athletics,
Yeah.
and he's mentioned that you might have an idea. We're just looking for the sport that this polo might belong to.
This polo.
Yeah.
It's like crime scene investigation.
Yeah.
That is.
Yep.
Yeah,
that is none of our club teams.
Okay.
They all say it's like an admin athletic, but it looks like a student. And
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, they're definitely a student. So I'm wondering if Cesar said it could be an athlete. So to me, that makes a lot of sense. So I think it's worth it we go all the way over to UCCU.
I mean, still think we should check with UVUSA. We're right here.
I guess.
And it could definitely be one of their senates.
Yeah, I bet they'll probably have info anyways. It's worth a shot. Might as well. Do you know when Taylor's in?
He should be back in like 5 or 7 minutes.
Okay, we'll come back in 5 to 7 minutes. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Unfortunately, Taylor Bell was not available the day we were investigating, but we came in the next day and were able to capture our interaction on video.
On film. Wow, that looks like some heavy-duty security stuff. Club like ambassadors.
We talked to Candace and Briley. They thought it was athletics. Everyone we reached out to athletics says it's ambassadors. Secret stuff.
Like. I mean,
here, let me see.
Not, well,
I've purchased my fair share.
If it's athletics, it's old.
Well, I swear, like. She's always going deep.
We've been running around campus, so any help would be very helpful.
It's me. I always wear my cardigan tied around my waist.
Are you still trying to find out who's doing the Harry Styles stuff?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Well, I know who's doing it.
Who?
And yeah, they're on clubs. They're down there. But this is why, because look, this is, see, it's the same polo, but it's not her. But it has the 3 stripes. Yeah.
Okay.
You're close. The thing is, I've confronted her about it, and she won't say who. Like, she won't own up to it. But, like,
Okay.
the picture, don't you have a picture of her in the UV review?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I don't have one on me. Like, that old one, she has a huge bun and wears sunglasses. She's literally, like, right down here.
Okay, cool. We should have come to him first.
That's so, like, I mean, I don't know. Huh? I don't know.
Are any of the ambassadors here? A couple of years. Were you looking for someone in particular?
Thank you all so much for tuning in.
For more information about our ongoing investigation, please visit uvureview.com/harryferry.
For UVU Review, I'm Hunter Locke.
And I'm Olivia Diaz.